May mga nag-rally po sa labas. I don't know kung nakita po ninyo. I think yung Bantay Senado po yata yon and other groups. They're calling on the senators na payagan na po yung pagpapasubpina doon sa tax and bank record. Sabi po nila, pag hindi po nagawa yon, mawawalan daw po ng saysay yung kabuuang pagliliti. So parang ang call po nila is kalampagin yung mga senators, sulatan, mag-post sa social media, etc. But do you share the same sentiment with the groups na yun nga po, mawawalan daw po ng saysay? Kapag hindi po hinayaan na mabuksan yung mga records po na ito, syempre in pursuit of accountability.
Well, sa una, I think the Filipino people understand what is at stake here. Dito sa usaping na impeachment trial. Ang at stake po dito ay yung ating saligang batas talaga at yung pananagutan kung saan binigyan ng kapangyarihan ng saligang batas ang Senado, katangi-tanging kapangyarihan, exclusive power to try and decide impeachment complaint. Ang sinasabi po ng House Prosecution Panel as sufficiently and aptly discussed by Congressman Shell Jokno in his oral argument, dapat po ang Senado hindi i-clip ang itong kapangyarihan na ito. Dapat hindi i-restrict ang Senado acting as impeachment court para ma-access niya yung dapat na mga material na ebidensya na magiging importante or indispensable para ito po ang mag-arrive into a fair, impartial, and sound judgment based on the evidence that they have to obtain. Yung sinabi po ni Attorney Jay kanina, ito po ay pagbibigay access para po yung subpoena na po yun, makuha po itong mga material na ito na very important for the court to have a accurate basis for them or reference for them to arrive into a conclusion, a sound and impartial conclusion. Kaya nga po kami sa House Prosecution Panel, nakikita natin yung ano yung nagiging reaksyon ng taong bayan. Dahil alam nila, naintindihan nila na ito lang yung paraan kung paano ang Senado ay mabigyang yung kanilang magiging pagsusuri ay it will lead also to them not only resolving the case but also to exercise yung kanilang katangi-tanging kapangyarihan. The truth shall set us free. And I'm not mentioning this based solely on religious tone. Ito, naiintindihan po ito ng ating taong bayan. And if we go back to our experience in the past, yung nangyari po dun sa kay Estrada impeachment trial, yung taong bayan dahil it was not, the envelope was, it was not opened, the people felt betrayed because of the blocking of the opening of the second envelope. And yun po yung kanilang yun po yung nakikita po natin na kung saan po sila ang ating taong bayan nanggagaling, no? So tayo naman po dahil ni-request naman po natin itong sa mga documents na ito ay naiintindihan po natin ang ating taong bayan, yung clamor nila, yung demand nila for accountability, yung demand nila for the Senate acting as impeachment court to exercise that extraordinary power and not to allow the fundamental law of the land be subservient to ordinary laws. No? Kasi ang nagsasabi naman po dito ang ating saligang batas na ang kapangyarihan ng Senado. So kung ano po yung mga batas na mention po in the oral argument by the defense, these should not be reasons to curtail the right of the Senate acting as impeachment court because the basis for them to exercise this power is granted to them by the fundamental law of the land, which is the 1987 Philippine Constitution.
Let me also add, naririnig namin at sumasang-ayon kami sa panawagan at paniniwala ng ating mga kababayan na napakahalaga na makita itong mga dokumento na to para makita natin ang kabuuan na yaman ng Vice Presidente at ito ang paraan para makita natin yung katotohanan, no? Paukol sa bagay na to dito sa unexplained wealth. At alalahanin din natin, no? Bukod sa napaka-importanting rason na kailangan ito para makita ang buong katotohanan, our request is based on strong legal grounds, no? As articulated by Kong Shell Jokno during the oral arguments. Matibay ho ang basehan namin dito. It's grounded in the Constitution, the special laws governing this specific financial documents. It's based on jurisprudence and impeachment precedent, no? Tulad ho dun sa nangyari dun sa impeachment proceedings ng late Chief Justice Corona, no? At malahag ho din siguro na I have to point out again, no, dun sa proceedings before the House of Representatives, no, pinakita itong mga AMLAC records, no, which disclosed that the Vice President and her husband had financial transactions amounting to 6.7 billion pesos. I have to emphasize that, 6.7 billion pesos. Ano ang naging tugon nila dito? Ang naging explanation ng kampo ng Vice Presidente ay these numbers were supposedly bloated, no? Dahil lang sinasabi nila, pwede dito may pumasok na same na pera, lumabas ulit at pumasok na naman, no? Kaya naka-reflect daw siya dito sa mga AMLAC reports na to. Pwede din ho daw na interbank transfers, meaning from one bank account ng Vice Presidente, linipat lang sa kabilang bank account niya. Let's remember, in the SALN, the total net worth that was declared was only 80 million. If we're talking about 6.7 billion in financial transactions, gaano kadaming beses ho yan papalabasin at papapasok ko ng paulit-ulit. Now, kung ganun ho ang kanilang depensa, no? Hindi ho ba makakatulong para sa lahat at para din sa kanila na buksan itong mga bank records na to para once and for all masettle magkaano ba talagang linalaman ng mga bank accounts niya, no? Lalo na kung ang sinasabi niya ay ganyan ang paliwanag, no? Na itong same amount na to, lumabas-pasok, naging bloated itong mga figures stated, no, in the AMLAC reports. So, makakatulong ho ito sa lahat, no? Para din ho sa kanila. Kung yan ang posisyon nila, no? Para mapatunayan na talagang inosente sila sa charges na ito.
Just to follow up lang po. Nakikita niyo po ba na yung bigat na mayahalin tulad po siya doon sa envelope during the Estrada trial, yung galit po nung publiko, the same. Kumbaga, kung halimbawang hindi po, of course, hindi naman po ninyo pinapangunahan, ano? Pero kung halimbawang hindi po mapagbigyan or mapasabi na yung mga tax at bank records po na ito, mayahalin tulad po ba ninyo yung bigat doon sa envelope na hindi po nabuksan nung Estrada trial?
Well, considering the gravity of what's at stake here, no, we will understand that kind of sentiment. Pero kami, we're hoping na hindi na ho tayo umabot doon. Totally, napakaliwanag naman, no, ng basehan kung bakit dapat buksan ito. No? Ito ay nakapaloob sa Constitution, no? Pati ho, itong mga special laws governing these financial transactions, pinapayagan din ho ang disclosure niyan. Jurisprudence supports it. And as I've stated, pati ho doon sa nakaraan na impeachment proceedings, pinayagan ho ito. So, nananalig ho kami na hindi na ho tayo umabot sa ganong punto. No? At our request will be granted based on those strong legal basis. Ano?
Ang gusto lang naman ng taong bayan, very simple, katotohanan. No? I think they deserve that na may bigay na natin sa kanila ang katotohanan. Kasi unang-una, pag yung nangyari kasi, you try to reference that with the Estrada impeachment court, feeling nila na doble yung betrayal sa kanila. No? I think the people now realize that na ang deserve lang talaga nilang malaman, not necessarily to convict the respondent, but to know the truth, no? Even if you try to analyze it on both ways. May karapatan din, even yung mga supporters po ng respondent, Vice President Duterte, may karapatan din po sila malaman kung yung sinusuportahan ba nila ay totoo na wala siyang hinahide o tinatago na yaman. So very simple po ang ating panawagan ng ating taong bayan. Katotohanan at huwag supilin ang katotohanan.
I'll be more direct. Because ang senators were interested last week na parang even the public probably, no? Ang issue is, okay, may threats, may assassination threats, but mayroon bang actual na whether it's material to the offense or not, but the question is, meron bang nakontrata talaga? Will Director Matibag be able to answer that?
Okay. First of all, let me be clear. Meron bang nakontrata? Our position here is there's no more question about it. Meron. Anong basis? Sorry. Ang admission against interest ng Vice Presidente herself. Again, under rules on evidence, this is one of the highest forms of evidence. No? It's an admission against interest. She clearly stated, that she already had an agreement with an assassin to assassinate the president. And 3 days after, when she was given an opportunity to correct her statement, take it back, say it was a joke or whatever, she did not do that. She doubled down. And she tried to defend that statement by saying that revenge from the grave is not a criminal act. So first, is there already an assassin? Has that been established? The position of the prosecution is yes. Now, will Director Matibag also testify on that matter? Again, please, let's wait for his testimony tomorrow. And again, I assure you, you wouldn't want to miss his testimony tomorrow.
All right.
Gusto ko lang kasi as an ordinary person. As an ordinary person, again, let's go back to what we have been saying all along. Na this is not a criminal proceeding, no? Na kailangan wala talagang beyond reasonable doubt. I think if you ask me personally, I think it's whether or not there's really that hitman na nakontrata, it's already irrelevant. The point here is that, is it tolerable? Is it acceptable based on constitutional standard for a sitting second highest official in the land to make these grave threats against a sitting president? I think that's the most important question that we need to ask of the Vice President. Hindi ho nila na-refute yun. Totoo siyang nagbanta. Whether or not meron kayong muka, may pangalan, may tao, that to me is irrelevant. The point is, this is a trial where we actually measure the fitness of the Vice President according to the Constitution. Tama ba? Allowed ba based sa constitutional standard na magbanta ang Vice President laban kanino man?